Hello, friends. Brian Gailey, Klamath Falls News. Welcome to Ask Klamath. This is our Season 3 premiere episode coming to you live tonight here on Facebook. We're joined tonight by Sheri Hargrave, of the Executive Director, right? Executive Director? I want to say Executive Officer, but Executive Director of the Miss Klamath County and Miss City of Sunshine Scholarship Pageant. That's quite a mouthful.
It is.
That's a long thing. We're actually going to be talking about the pageant, your questions, and a variety of other things. But before we do that, Brandon, roll that intro. Hey guys, Brian Gailey here, Klamath Falls News. Welcome to Ask Klamath. As I said earlier, Season 3 starts tonight. This is Episode 1. This is actually our 22nd episode if you're just tuning in for the first time tonight. We got a whole bunch more of these. You can check them out at askklamath.com. Live here in the studio today, as I said, is Sheri Hargrave as our guest. She is the Executive Director of the Miss Klamath County, Miss City of Sunshine Scholarship Pageant right here in Klamath Falls.
Yes.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Brian.
So I'm actually got a short little bio here I'm going to run down on Sheri here. You've got quite an impressive little thing you're working with here. The program is an official preliminary competition. Did I say that right?
Yep.
To the Miss America Pageant, a nonprofit organization whose focus is to provide outstanding young women with college grants. And there's some big dollars here. We were talking off camera a little while ago. Just in 2017, the national organization as a whole, $41 million available to young women across the U.S., making the Miss America organization the largest private scholarship foundation for women ages 17 to 25 in the world.
That's correct.
That is impressive.
It's exciting.
I didn't know that until we were just talking a little bit ago, that all of that is happening.
Yes, and it's very exciting.
So in the past 42 years, the program's been local. So
yes.
Almost 50 years by itself, it's been running here in town. And over that, in conjunction with the benefactors, the pageant themselves, you guys have awarded over $500,000.
Isn't that amazing?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
So I know there's a lot of gaps here that we missed. What kind of things did we miss? Can you what's missing out of that little bio about the program?
Well, that's kind of sums everything up. There's a lot of money available for young women that wish to go to college. Even if they don't come out with a title, they still win scholarship dollars, and that's really impressive to me. You don't have to win to earn some of that scholarship money. So.
And we're actually going to talk a little bit more about that in just a few minutes, aren't we? So, guys, we're actually going to be taking your questions live during this broadcast as well, during our new time here at 6 o'clock. Hopefully, a lot more of you guys are going to be tuning in live and ask those questions, because we'll be asking Sheri those questions at the end of the show.
Yeah.
Pretty exciting to see what's going to be coming in.
We're excited.
I do want to mention that this show is sponsored by Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. We couldn't do without them. Thank you guys for being a part of this show. But with some of that housekeeping, are you ready for some questions?
I am.
Okay. So how did you get started in the pageant?
So I got started as a hostess, and a hostess basically is a mentor for a young lady that's competing in the pageant. So you're her biggest cheerleader, rah-rah. You're the one there supporting her if she needs anything. So that's how I got started. I was a hostess for a couple of years. Then I was asked to join the board. So I moved over to the board, transitioned to there, and you know what? The pageant's a lot of work for all the board members. We're all volunteers, and it's a lot of time and commitment, but it is a very good thing for the young women in the community.
How many people are on that board?
Right now, we're down in numbers. We only have 7.
Are you looking for extra board members?
We are looking to grow and add some board members. I think when I joined the board, we had 11. Health issues, some of our board members moved on to state level, and so that's how we're down to 7 right now.
Very good. So if somebody was interested in that, how might they get involved?
So if you were interested in becoming a board member, you could contact me either through Facebook or you can call me. My number's, listed everywhere. We do have a Facebook page. Miss Klamath County, Miss City of Sunshine has a Facebook page. You can always ask questions and contact us that way as well.
Awesome. So how long have you been executive director? Is this relatively new for you?
This is very new for me. I just completed my very first year. So I have one Miss Pageant under my belt and one teen pageant under my belt, as far as being the executive director. So it's been a really learning curve, a real big learning curve for me. I ask a lot of questions, because I sure don't know it all.
Yeah. But you got a great team to fall back on that has a lot of answers, though.
I do. The board members that moved on to the state level, they're my main support, but also my workhorses are my other board members. They're always there supporting me, and when I need something done, they're right there to do it.
So what did you do in the organization prior to being executive director? You said you were on the board and you were a hostess. Can you go into that a little bit more?
Yeah, so as a hostess, you're just that one girl's cheerleader, basically, and help her, mentor her, help her with anything that she needs. When I moved to the board, then you have all kinds of different jobs that you can do. We prepare the girls for interview. We prepare them for talent. I actually worked on the platform issues. So each girl comes in and they have to have a platform. And a platform basically is a social impact statement is what they're calling it now. And it's just like a community service program or something in the community service that you're very passionate about. So, and we try to get the girls out there to get them to learn what community service is all about.
Okay. So what do you do besides the pageant?
Well, first I'm a wife. I have 4 kids that are grown, and they all have kids, so I have 12 grandkids as well.
Oh, boy.
So
That's
it keeps
busy
me
right there.
very, very busy. I love following my grandkids in their sports activities. My grandkids range from about 15 to 8 weeks, so all aspects.
Very good. And so going back to pageant, what would you say has been, you're a year into your role, what would you say has been your favorite part of your role and what you do?
My favorite part, and it really hasn't changed from when I was volunteering as a hostess till now as the director. My very favorite part of pageant is to get to watch these young women grow, to see the growth in them year after year. It is tremendous that a young lady can come in and can't speak in front of people, but by the end of the year, or maybe 2 years, it might take some of them, they can hold a conversation, they can get in on stage and talk, they can sing for their talent on stage. You know, we have girls coming to us that when they're first practicing their talent, they have to turn their backs just in practice. But just the growth that the young women go through.
That would be great to see. Something from the very beginning, when the shyness to the end. That'd be really cool. So, guys, do you have a question for Sheri here involving the pageant? Ask those in the comments below. We're taking your comments live during the show, and now is actually a great time to do that because we're going to take a commercial break. We'll be right back with more questions for Sheri.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars, there are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account to retirement planning and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
You can have your car taken to the shop of your choice. So my friend had her car taken to Excel Auto Body because she heard about their reputation for excellent work. They even gave her a written warranty that's good for as long as she owns that car. So Excel Auto Body is a very smart choice.
Hi, I'm Rorik, owner of Excel Auto Body. No matter if the damage is minor or major, you'll want to choose us now. So if you are ever in an accident, you'll be ready. And remember, it's your choice what body shop you go to. Choose Excel Auto Body. It's your car, our reputation.
Slow down.
Slow down and move over.
And move over. When you see lights,
vests,
Or reflectors.
please give us some room. Slow down and move over.
When you need us.
We've got your back.
Do you have ours?
You got our back?
You got ours?
You got our back?
Please, slow down.
And move over.
Hello, friends. Brian Gailey, Klamath Falls News. Welcome back to Ask Klamath, presented by Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. You saw their commercial there just a moment ago. Big shout out and a thank you to them. Another shout out I want to give out here is this section's actually brought to you. You see the logo there in the corner, brought to you by the Klamath County Fairgrounds. And they want to remind you that happening this weekend on January 12th, is the fourth and final edition of the Jefferson State Jackpot Winter Series Rodeo. I thought your name was long. Jefferson State Jackpot Winter Series Rodeo for this season. Bull riding, ranch blocks, barrel racing, all your favorites. $5 general admission gets you in the door. It starts at 6 o'clock. They want to remind you about that. You can learn more about what the Klamath County Fairgrounds can do for you and to see what else is going on at kcfairgrounds.org. You ready for some more questions, Sheri?
Sure.
All right. And speaking of questions, if you guys have questions for Sheri, get those in the comments below. We're going to be asking those in just a moment. So, Miss Klamath County Pageant, City of Sunshine Pageant. You've also got the Southern Gem and Southern Jewel and the teens.
Yes.
That's a lot of crowns. That's a lot
is.
going on. Can you talk about the competitions as a whole?
Sure. So we do crown 6 title holders a year. So our pageant consists of a competition of talent. We have interview, we have on-stage question, and a new thing this year, which is a social impact statement. It's evening wear and social impact statement. So those are the phases of competition. So we have a pageant Friday night, and we crown Miss City of Sunshine, Miss Klamath County, and then the next day we do what we call an open pageant. So our girls that didn't win can run again, and from 11 southern counties also can run. And so we'll crown 2 more girls, just another opportunity to get to state and get some of that scholarship dollars to them as well. So, and then our teen pageant was held in November, and so we crowned 2 teens as well to go to state.
Okay, so when is pageant? When is it normally held?
Okay, so our pageant is in April. This year it's April 13th and 14th. And we will crown 2, and then the state is in June, the last weekend in June.
Okay.
So
how does somebody get involved? Are you already working with a bunch of girls? Could somebody still get in now? Or?
So now's the perfect time. We haven't started yet for this year. So next Thursday, I believe it's the 17th, we are having an orientation. Our location is to be determined yet, so watch our Facebook page, watch my personal Facebook page, and we hope to make an announcement soon of where it's located, but it will be at 6 p.m. We're going to do an orientation and what we call contract signing, and then the practices are going to start next week, or the week following that, sorry.
The week following. And you were saying off camera a little bit ago, it's 1 practice a week?
1 practice a week. We practice every Thursday evening from 6 o'clock to around 9.
And are you practicing those things that you were discussing before the commercial?
Yeah. So we're going to practice, all the things. We're going to get you some good interview skills. We're going to we'll all learn some community service. We have a lot of paperwork that you have to get brushed up on. So we'll practice that all.
Okay. Now, an organization can't be without its challenges. What are some of the difficulties you guys might be facing right now?
So some of our challenges are change. Change in the Miss America organization. Change is always hard for everybody. So there's been a lot of changes. And so that's some of our big challenges, is learning the new changes. Another one of our obviously funds for anything that we do in life. But we give a lot of scholarships every year. And so as a board, we have to go out and raise those scholarships. Our girls do some fundraisers. We do a lot of events, and we hit the streets for donations to be able to get the scholarship dollars. So that's also a big challenge. Another challenge that we have is recruiting. Whether it be contestants that we're recruiting, board members, or hostesses, volunteers, that's always a big challenge. People are really busy. I kind of find that once you get involved with our program, you're kind of hooked.
There's a lot of programs out there like that.
Yeah.
Once you get started, it's hard to not.
Yeah, it's very much of an addiction. So those are our biggest challenges right now. So, if anybody is interested in being a contestant, we'd love to have them. You can contact me on Facebook. We'll give you my number. Also, hostesses, we're looking for hostesses. If you'd like to mentor a young lady through the program, we're always looking for hostesses.
Now, your hostess, would that be somebody that's maybe a little older that have gone through the pageant before as well?
They can have gone through the pageant. They have to be out of the pageant for at least a year before they can really get involved in it. That's just a rule for the Miss America organization. They don't have to be older. They can still be young.
Okay.
There's really no age criteria. They just have to be willing to give themselves time to allow to help their young lady.
Okay.
So we also look for mock judges, mock interview people. We interview every week, and so we usually have 5 community members come in and do some mock interviewing, and so it gets them a lot of good live practice. You can tell somebody the interview skills, but let's put them in an actual interview, and that helps a lot. One of the other things we always look for is judges. We have to find, and it seems crazy, but we have to find 15 judges a year to judge our pageant, because 5 for the Miss Klamath County Miss City of Sunshine, 5 for the Southern Jewel, Southern Gem the next day, and then 5 for our team. And a lot of times we have to go out of town because our judges can't have any connections with any of our contestants.
Makes sense.
So
now, can somebody be multiple judges on? Can one judge do all 3 events?
No,
I guess
they can't.
They
so
cannot.
if you're going to judge one of our pageants, you can't judge the next day.
Okay.
Also, if you're going to judge maybe our Sunday pageant, we ask that you not even go watch the Friday night pageant.
Gotcha.
Or Saturday. So.
Gotcha. Okay. So, any other challenges you guys might be dealing with?
Those are our main challenges. Time. Time is always, for recruiting those funds, recruiting those girls. That's always a big challenge. So.
Time's the most valuable thing everybody has,
Isn't
right?
it true?
So a few years ago, Allison Cook, a graduate of Oregon Tech, at the time she was a student of Oregon Tech, won the Miss Klamath County pageant. She went on to become Miss Oregon and got to walk across the stage for the Miss America pageant. Where's she now? What's going on with Allison?
So I have to read this because it's quite a lengthy thing, but this was a very exciting time for me. I wasn't on the board yet, but I was involved with the program. So, and being involved, the board, obviously when you have a title holder that wins Miss Oregon and they get to go to Miss America, the board all jumps aboard and, we're going to Miss America. Well, I had the opportunity to go to the Miss America that year, and it was just phenomenal. It was such a great experience. But Allison she's graduated from OIT. She has Bachelor's of Science in Radiology Science with minors in Business and Medical Sociology. She recently started working at GE Healthcare as a clinical imaging specialist for OEC surgery. So prior to that, I know she was an X-ray tech at a trauma center in Portland for Legacy Emmanuel. So she's just a phenomenal young lady. She has a lot of different goals, from a medical person, but she likes refereeing. So she also has refereed volleyball and basketball state championship tournaments for high school. Nice. And that's really exciting for her. But she also is line judge this year for the NCAA D2 volleyball tournament. So that's just kind of her passion. Allison's platform was head trauma awareness. So for concussions and stuff, she's gotten to speak with NFL teams, NFL coaches, and she really went far with that, and it was great.
Nice.
It was a great experience. So interesting thing about Allison, she graduated debt-free. So, which is amazing. She received over $37,000 from Pageant scholarships. She did receive some other scholarships from OIT and her local high school and stuff, but she was a great contestant for us to have. So
to tie that back into what you were talking about is some of the contestants that have been part of this, being their scholarship dollars. Allison went a long ways in it and was able to get $37,000.
Yeah.
Did you say $37,000 in scholarship money? That's amazing.
Yes, it is. It truly is.
Now, let's talk a little bit about off camera before we got started. You were mentioning a young lady that was with the pageant program for 6 years.
Yeah.
And you said she didn't become a crown. She didn't win. She didn't have a title. But she got like $20,000 in scholarships also?
So it's exciting because you don't have to win scholarship dollars from our program. So that's one of the exciting things. Of course, everybody wants to win the crown and win the title. However, you still gain a lot if you don't. Sometimes our girls that walk away without a title walk away with more than the girls that walk away with the title. So I do have a young lady. I have a couple of young ladies that I can think of that were in our program for 5-6 years. Several of them have never won a title. Some of them have finally won a title after 6 years, but one in particular never won a title, and I believe she got over $20,000 in scholarships.
Wow.
So, and she graduated as well, and is in San Diego working, and it's just really exciting to be able to help these young ladies achieve their dreams.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And not only bringing that back one more time, is maybe you recognize the name, Katie Harmon. She was Miss America 2002. She actually was Miss Oregon, was in the pageant up in the Portland area, Gresham, I think, right? But she now resides here. She's actually local, lives in Malin, but there's even a Miss Oregon right here. Many people don't even know that.
So,
Miss America, I should
yeah,
say.
Katie Harmon is the only Miss Oregon that ever won Miss America. And it is neat to have her in our community. You know, she's a good resource for us, but also she's a good spokesperson for us as well, as far as the Miss America organization. She does a lot of talent coaching because she's a phenomenal singing coach, vocal coach, you know. And so it's exciting. She didn't win. I believe, and this was before my time on the board, I believe she had competed in the Miss Klamath County. I'm not really positive on that, but I do know she won from another local, just like ours in a different area, that then sent her to Miss Oregon, and then she won Miss Oregon. So
nice. So we're actually going to take another commercial break here in just a moment, but when we come back, we're actually going to talk a little bit about how that process works. If somebody were to win a local pageant, then they go on to the state, and if they win state, how they go on to nationals. So we're actually going to be talking about that here in just a moment. But if you happen to have any questions, and I've seen some great ones come in, if you have any questions for Sheri, get those in. Now's a great time. We're going to be back in 2 minutes.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars, there are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, to retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
You can have your car taken to the shop of your choice. So my friend had her car taken to Excel Auto Body because she heard about their reputation for excellent work. They even gave her a written warranty that's good for as long as she owns that car. So Excel Auto Body is a very smart choice.
Hi, I'm Rorik, owner of Excel Auto Body. No matter if the damage is minor or major, you'll want to choose us now. So if you are ever in an accident, you'll be ready. And remember, it's your choice what body shop you go to. Choose Excel Auto Body. It's your car, our reputation.
Slow down.
Slow down and move over.
And move over.
When you see lights,
Vests.
Or reflectors.
Please, give us some room. Slow down and move over.
when you need us.
We've got your back.
Do you have ours?
You got our back?
You got ours?
You got our back?
Please, slow down.
And move over.
Hello, friends. Brian Gailey, Klamath Falls News. Welcome back to Ask Klamath. This is our season premiere episode, season 3 premiere episode, with Sheri Hargrave here, the executive director of the Miss Klamath County Miss City of Sunshine Scholarship Pageant. Did I get that?
Yes.
Okay. That's a tongue twister for me, and I don't know why. I do want to thank our presenting sponsor, Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Thanks, guys. You guys are wonderful for us, and we couldn't do this show without you. Thank you very much. A couple more questions for you. We actually had one given to us a little earlier. We put out a question a couple days ahead of time on Facebook so that you have an opportunity to get your questions asked early, as well as those asked live during the show. And Lori Worthington has a great question. She says, will the controversy surrounding Miss America impact the Klamath program?
So I think when there's controversy of anything, it's going to impact it. So yes, I think it can impact ours. It doesn't. The controversy doesn't change the bottom line, and the bottom line is to get these young women some scholarship dollars so they can achieve their goals. The way it has impacted us is I think maybe our numbers in contestants might be down a little bit because of the changes, because of the controversy. I know as a board member, you might get asked, what do you think about those? We all have our own opinions, but the bottom line is the same. We're here for some scholarship dollars and to get these ladies on in life and situated so they can have a good life and achieve their dreams. So that's a good question, Lori. I kind of try to sit aside of the controversy and just do what I know is best for our local program to get our girls ready for state. So.
Okay. And speaking of getting ready for state, what is the process? You start local, then there's the state level, and then there's the national level.
Right.
But how does that process work?
So our program is an official preliminary competition for the Miss America program. So you compete locally in all the phases that we talked about early, the interview, the talent, the evening wear with social impact statement, and your on-stage question. And then the winners get to go to state. When they go to state, they're competing against girls that have won a local like ours all over the state. And there's one winner out of the Miss Oregon competition, and that's considered Miss Oregon. So, and the competition runs very similar to ours here locally because we try to mirror our local pageant similar to what the Oregon pageant is like. Same phases of competition, same categories and everything. Then the winner of Miss Oregon will go to Miss America, and that's like Allison did or Katie Harmon did, and compete in the same phases of competition. The big difference is that we practice all for 10 weeks here for our local one, and then our local is held all in one day. So we do our interviews and our talent and our show and everything all in one day. When you get to Miss Oregon, it's spread out. You have a whole week of practicing, and each night there's a show, and you do certain things at the show. Might do talent one night. Part of you might do talent. Part of you might do your interview, So that's the difference. It's a whole week long. So, and then at Miss America is the same thing. It's more like a week-long process, so.
And what we see on TV on the national one is kind of the highlight at the end.
It's the final
right?
night.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you talked a bit about the state level, which is held in Seaside, I believe, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's a whole week. But how many locals, you called them local winners, the crowns, how many of those are actually participating in that?
I don't really know the exact number, but usually there's about 22 contestants at state for Miss. So might be a little bit more. Like our county, we take 2 from our county and 2 from our open, so we're taking 4 girls. So all the different counties might have several different title holders. Now, to give a title away, you have to have at least 3 contestants running in your pageant. So technically, if you were to have 15 running in your pageant, you could take 5 titles, out of there. But it's just not feasibly money-wise because obviously you're giving scholarships, and then it's costly to get those girls to Seaside as well. So, we do 2. I know a couple other pageants that give 2 titles and maybe even 3 titles. I would say between 22 and 28 contestants as far as Miss go. Okay.
And then they become Miss Oregon, and then that moves on.
Right.
Now, the teen side, is that run kind of the same way?
The teen is very similar. So we give 2 title holders to teen as well, and they go and compete. The big difference between the teens, their phases of competition are a little bit different. So they do a fitness routine, but they still compete in everything. They still do an interview. They still do their paperwork that they have to get done, and still have their community service platform as well.
Okay.
So
Very good.
there is a difference in the teen too, because you can go as an at-large teen to state, where if maybe you didn't win or you didn't participate, you can go at large to teen. And I think that's because there's fewer teen titles holders. So
Expand that group a little bit
yes,
more.
yeah.
Okay. So, like Lori's question, Mike Guthrie actually has a question as well. We came in a little early. In your bio, we were talking about the organization, and one of the things mentioned in there is $41 million for these girls nationally. He's actually asking, where does the $41 million come from, and how is it allocated? Do we know that?
So I don't really know where Miss America's $41,000 comes from, because I'm not involved in that. And I would assume they allocate it similar to ours. I can talk about ours a little bit. We give away approximately $28,000 a year between our pageants, our teen and our miss. That all comes from our community, our sponsors. We have some great community sponsors, and our donations, and we raise a lot of funds. We do fundraisers, we do events where we get paid to do the events. And so we hit the streets, basically. Our community is a great, great community. Very supporting, I found, in whatever needs to be done. They step up and help us. So we have, I can tell you that we have several, what we call, there's different levels of giving, and crown level is the top level. And I have a list of crown level donations. Klamath Community College gives us some great in-kind tuition scholarship dollars. College of Cosmetology as well. If a young lady wanted to go to cosmetology school, there's a scholarship for that. Klamath Honda, Willie's Pizza, Cindy and Bill Schmeck over at Wynema Electric, Maureen Moore, Shasta View Family Dental is a new one for us last year, and Tom and Lynn Greenleaf, and Maureen Moore. Those are all on the crown level of scholarships. That's the highest level, So without people like that in our community, we couldn't even survive. So the community's great.
And if somebody's looking to become involved in that realm, the best way to get to you is through Facebook?
I would say our Facebook, and we also have a web page. That is klamathpageants.org. They can go on that. And we have a Facebook page as well.
All right.
So
We'll actually link that Facebook page in the comment section and in the description of this video as well. So people won't have to go too far to find it when they rewatch. So, again, questions for Sheri. This is a great time to get those in. We're going to take another commercial break. We're going to be back here in just a couple minutes. But there's been a lot of things we've talked about, a lot of pageant opportunities here with scholarship dollars and helping with the finances of college and things like that. Some really good stuff. If you'd like to know, if you've got a question that's burning, get that in the comments below, because we're going to be back in 2 minutes with those questions for Sheri.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars, there are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, to retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
You can have your car taken to the shop of your choice. So my friend had her car taken to Excel Auto Body because she heard about their reputation for excellent work. They even gave her a written warranty that's good for as long as she owns that car. So Excel Auto Body is a very smart choice.
Hi, I'm Rourke, owner of Excel Auto Body. No matter if the damage is minor or major, you'll want to choose us now. So if you are ever in an accident, you'll be ready. And remember, it's your choice what body shop you go to. Choose Excel Auto Body. It's your car, our reputation.
Slow down.
Slow down and move over.
And move over.
When you see lights,
Vests.
Or reflectors.
Please, give us some room. Slow down and move over.
when you need us.
We've got your back.
Do you have ours?
You got our back?
You got ours?
You got our back?
Please, slow down.
And move over.
Hello, friends. Brian Gailey, Klamath Falls News. Welcome back to Ask Klamath. This is our premiere episode of Season 3. If you're just tuning in, want a big shout out to our presenting sponsor, Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Thank you guys again for your help. So, Sheri, this point at which in the conversation, we call this our soapbox. It's an opportunity where you get a chance to talk about what's ever on your mind. What's on your mind?
Well, something I didn't mention yet was our Princess program. So our Miss program goes from 17 to 25, and our Teen Go program goes from 13 years to 17 years. But we do have a Princess program, which we call our Little Sister program. So it's an opportunity for young girls who are 5 to 10 to come in and just let the bigger girls be a role model to them. It shows them a little bit about community service, about doing the right things, and how to hold themselves in public. And they get to do a lot of fun stuff, but they have a little show in the middle of our program. They practice too once a week. And learning their little dance they do. We have an ice cream social with the Miss girls and the little princesses, and the princesses just adore their misses. And quite frankly, the misses really adore their princesses too. So then we draw 2 of the names out of a fishbowl, and they get to participate and go to Seaside as well.
Oh, fun.
So when they go to Seaside, they do a same thing. They have a princess camp, but it's a week-long princess camp. So every day they get to do stuff. So my granddaughter got to attend one of, I've had several granddaughters that have got to go through this program, but my very first experience was my granddaughter when she was 7, got to go through this program. And when they were up in Seaside, they served lunch at like a mission. They got to go serve lunch. They went to the aquarium. They did fun things. They did community service things. And again, they put their names in a bowl and draw a winner out for a Miss Oregon Princess. Well, my granddaughter happened to win that.
Oh,
and
awesome.
then when she won that, she got to go to nationals for the teen with the Miss Oregon teen. So she got to participate in the national organization of the Miss America Teen Pageant. And they do the real similar thing, but when you're there, no winner, gets announced there. I think maybe actually if your teen wins, then you're the winner of the teen program. But again, they got to do a lot of great things. They learned about other people in different areas and did some functions with their teens and their miss, and it was just a really great experience. When we came home, my granddaughter, she was 7 at the time, and she says, I want to do a fundraiser, or I want to do a social community service thing. So she did what she called it Help Keep Klamath County Warm. And so she did a coat donation, and people donated coats and warm pajamas, and then she delivered them to the mission, the gospel mission one year. And then she got to tour the gospel mission, and so she got to learn what community service was really about. So those are some of the fun things. Now, the scholarship, you win a crown. You win scholarships, but the crown has 4 points, and there's 4 points to that. Means something. So there's scholarship, there's style, there's success, and there's service. So that's kind of what the Miss America organization stands for, those 4 points of the crown. When you put the crown on your head, it has it's round, and it has a circle. And we say that circle represents the sisterhood. So the sisterhood of the program is when you're a contestant in our program, whether it be local, state level, or national level, there's the sisterhood that bonds. These young women are friends for life. And it's amazing to watch. When you become a Miss Oregon, all the past Miss Oregons are all of a sudden your new best friends and your sisters. It just grows, and it's very contagious. So that kind of gives you a little bit background of the crown and the meaning of the crown. So last year we gave away $28,000 worth of scholarships here locally. because of all of our community support to these young women. So,
Very nice.
yeah.
So one of the questions that actually just came to me, I was thinking is, you during the pageant, you got the Miss Klamath County, Miss City of Sunshine on, let's say, Friday night, and then Saturday night you have the Open, which is for the Southern Gem and Jewel. Are the people that compete Friday night able to compete again on Saturday?
Yeah, so let me make a correction for that because I think I didn't correct you earlier. Our pageant's actually Saturday night, our
Okay.
first pageant, and then it's Sunday
Saturday,
afternoon.
Sunday.
Yeah,
Okay.
so instead of Friday, Saturday. Not a big deal. But yes, so if you don't win on Saturday, yes, you can compete in the pageant on Sunday. And that goes for any southern, I think the cutoff is roughly Eugene area, that if you were to draw a line across the state, and south. I think there's 11 counties that they can also come and participate in our open, what we call open. So we'll have local girls, and we'll also have girls from Rogue Valley, Coos Bay, maybe Lane, Douglas County, come and compete in that as well.
Very nice. Anything else that you wanted to talk about?
There's so much to talk about, but I think I've wrapped it up. I think we've done a really good job. I want to remind everybody, any contestants out there, if you're interested in running as a candidate for Miss Klamath County, Miss City of Sunshine, to get a hold of us on our Facebook, my personal one or our business one. We are having an informational meeting Thursday, the 17th at 6 o'clock. Again, the location is to be determined. And, if you're not sure, come and visit with us, and you can decide from there. A lot of people think, oh, I don't have a talent, or, what am I going to do? We can help you find one. It's interesting that some of the talents is that we help young ladies find they didn't know they could do. So
Very cool. All right, so let's take a moment. We're actually going to look at your questions now. Going through here, if you've got a question for Sheri, now is the time to get it in. We're actually going to take a look at some of these right now. Rourke Ponce checked in, said hello. Hi, Rourke. Brandon Christopher Rust, good work, good stuff, Brian. Thank you. He also says, Brandon again. My son is actually our new producer over here. He's referencing Brandon over there. My wife actually has several questions.
great.
How do you become a hostess?
Oh, yeah, it's real similar. If you just contact us, I think we still are in need of a couple hostesses this year. We never really know how many hostesses we need until all the contestants have really signed up. So we usually gear up for anywhere from 10 to 15 because our contestants range in there. But just get a hold of me, again, on my Facebook, and we'll get a flyer out to you, an application.
Okay. Besides being a cheerleader, what are the other duties of a hostess?
Your duties as a hostess are just to come in every Thursday. You're required to be at practice. Obviously, we know life things happen, so absences can be excused. However, really, that's all your duties. There's no financial commitment. It's just your time. Thursday nights between 6 o'clock and roughly 9:30. We do have a couple functions that we like you to attend, but they're not mandatory. On Pageant Day, on Saturday Pageant Day, we have you drive your contestant to her personal interview and drive them home from that. A lot of times an interview can get emotional afterwards, and we don't like young women being in their car driving when they're maybe emotional. So
Understood.
those are the commitments.
Can the community help or give ideas for fundraisers?
Oh, you bet. Again, you can put it on our Facebook if you have a great fundraiser. If you want to just donate, you can just donate as well. But yeah, we're really open to fundraisers. We do a lot of them throughout the year. So
Okay. Looking here for more questions is what is the recruit process for pageant girls? How can the community help with that?
So the recruit process is basically just word of mouth. We've gone to the schools in the past, and that doesn't seem to be very, very profitable. We don't get a whole lot of girls from the schools. Sometimes girls are really shy. They don't want to, or they don't think they have what it takes to be a pageant girl. We usually set up a booth at OIT. We're sending flyers around this year. Word of mouth is really the best. So if you have somebody that you think might be interested in being a contestant, just have her contact myself or one of the other board members. If you go on our website, you'll see the name of all the other board members. Just get in contact with one of us. We can visit with them to see if it's really a thing they want to do, or Another thing is if you're really on the border and you're not sure, come and watch one of our pageants. A lot of people have never even seen a pageant. So if you go watch the pageant, you'll kind of get a feel of what it's all about.
Okay. So checking here for any more questions. I'm actually not seeing any, but we had some great questions there. Thank you, everybody. Can you give us another quick rundown again? When somebody can get, when is your orientation? When is the pageant? How it all works? Does it cost money to get started?
Okay.
So for anybody that might be tuning in a little late, give them that quick kind of rundown of the pageant itself.
Okay. So our orientation contract signing is going to be Thursday, January 17th at 6 o'clock. The place is going to be determined hopefully tomorrow, so we'll have that locked down, so we'll put it on our Facebook page and my personal page as well. From there, we'll practice every Thursday at 6 o'clock, and there are a few other functions that the girls are required to go to because there are fundraisers. We do a Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation dinner that we help them with, and the Mule Deer as well. And a couple like Willie's Pizza and Mia Pia's, we do some functions with them, and they're very supportive as us as well. Pageant Day is April 13th, and the next day, April 14th, if you want to compete for that, if you didn't get a title. So that kind of wraps it up. There is no cost. There might be a little cost in a wardrobe. However, you don't have to go out and buy a new dress or anything like that. We have a closet where we store hundreds of gowns, and we rent those to the young ladies for the cost of cleaning. So our closet has high heel shoes, our closet has the gowns, our closet has interview wear, those kind of things. So really a young lady can come to us with no expense at all, just a time commitment.
So for no personal expense other than the time, you could literally walk out with thousands in scholarship dollars.
Exactly.
Very cool. Very cool. Anything else you'd like to add, Sheri?
No, I think that's it.
All right. Well, guys, taking another look here. I don't see any new questions, so we are actually going to wrap our coverage up here today. Thank you, Sheri, for being our guest here today.
Thank you so much for having us.
Ask Klamath, presented by Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Ask Klamath is a production of Klamath Falls News. It's hosted by myself, Brian Gailey. Off camera, our new show producer monitoring audio and switching is Brandon Gailey. Actually, my oldest son over there has taken on the duties. If you did not catch the entire live broadcast, don't worry. As soon as Facebook does its magic, you'll be able to watch anytime you would like to. And you can watch any of our previous episodes at AskKlamath.com, as well as our YouTube channel. If it's something that we've entertained you with, if you liked it, like it. Hit that like button. Comment. Let us know that you liked it. Share it with your friends, even better. Head over to the Miss Klamath County page and give them a like as well. Follow along and ask them any questions that you might have also. We're on all the major social networks. Check us out there. Next week, our guest, if you look over Sheri's shoulder there, you can actually see a wooden flag. It's actually the Wooden Flag Company is coming in and showing us what they've got and telling us their story. It'll be next Wednesday at our new time, 6 o'clock in the evening. On behalf of my guest, Sheri Hargrave, I'm Brian Gailey. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you around the basin.
Thank you.